Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl again, Intentional Favor. Yes, and I've come again with another lived experience video. Now, as always on this channel, I bring my experiences because I'm your guinea pig. So as you must have seen the title already, yes, today I'll be talking about children's social work versus adult social work. Yeah, but specifically in terms of job prospects. I remember a previous video I published on this channel, where I gave a quick overview of social work. In that particular video, I mentioned that social work in the UK is broadly divided into two: children versus adult. Children social work, like children and family, versus adult social work. So of course, unlike other countries like the US and Canada, where you have so many like categories of social work, you have industrial, you have medical, you have forensic, so many of them. Here in the UK, it's just these two. And during your social work training, you will be taught, it's generic, so you'll be taught both children and adults. And then upon qualification, or when you are choosing your placements and door, it's up to you to choose the one you think you are interested in from your experience in uni. All right, so that's how it works in the UK. So, but in this particular video, I'll be comparing these two in terms of job prospects. And it's no news that as international students, most of the times we are more interested in life after studies. Yes, so after studies, what next? Of course, apart from those who probably came through scholarship, all those scholarships, that one of the conditions is that after your studies, you are heading back to your country. Yes, some of us that are self-funded or who are on other scholarships that doesn't have those requirements or conditions, you find out that we wish to remain in the UK or whichever country we are in after our studies. So the question is, after my studies, when my study visa might have expired, what should I do next? Of course, thank God for the UK introducing the 2 years post-study visa, which gives more opportunity for international students to look for jobs and get jobs that will give them tier 2 visa sponsorship, certificate of sponsorship, and that is the main deal. Okay, so many courses might have job prospects, but the main thing is, can you get a job with an employer that will give you certificate of sponsorship? If that's not it, then what else? So in this particular video, I'll be comparing adult and children's social work. And let me leave this disclaimer at this point, guys. I'm just sharing my opinion based on my experience, as I always do on this channel. I'm not saying that everything I'm saying here is absolute, okay? You can take it and you might choose not to. Even at the end of this video, I'm just going to give you two options, tell you the advantages of each of them. It's up to you to make the decision. I'm not making the decision for you, all right? So I'm not saying whatever I'm saying here is absolute. That's what it is. I'm just sharing my own opinion, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So having said that, when you compare children and adults, I also remember that in one video I filmed out of frustration, kind of, and of course it's not entirely out of place, because what I said in that video is still valid, where I said that okay, I was advised that I should go for children's social work, but from my experience of looking for jobs and probably I should have gone for adult. Do you remember that video? I'll leave the link, check it out. You might love to watch that video. I also promised in that video, this video is the fulfillment, and I'm going to give you guys reasons why I said that probably I should have gone for adults instead of children. But that is not to say that children's social work is entirely out of place. It has a massive advantage. Adult also has its own advantage. So at the end of the day, choose whatever you want. Which one do you think you will face based on this that I'll be saying today? So for children's social work, job prospects, very high. I mean, you don't need to look for a job in social work. You remember I filmed a video where I said that just within 1 month after my placement, mind you, I've not even completed my dissertation then, I have not even graduated, I already landed about 6 jobs in social work, children's social work already. And this might serve as a clue for you. If you're a social work student, an aspiring one, during your last placement, like 2-3 months before the end of your placement, start applying for jobs. Okay, here you can get a job even before your qualification, and if the company or the organization needs you desperately, what they will do is that you start as a case worker or support worker, because you are not yet a social worker. You can't be called a social worker until you qualify and you are registered with Social Work England or wherever. If in Scotland, they have their own body, so you can't call yourself a social worker. So take it from me, once you are nearing the end of your second placement, start applying for jobs, because you can land a job immediately. And if your program, if you've completed your dissertation and all of that, just waiting for your final result, they can switch your visa to skilled worker visa or anything if they have the certificate of sponsorship to do so. All right, so let's get back to the what we are talking about. So I was saying that for children, you don't need to struggle to get job because the job prospect is high. Okay, I'm not sure about what is on the shortage occupation list as at now that I'm filming this video, but I remember before coming even for my program, when I checked the shortage occupation list of UK, it specifically mentioned children. Of course, children's social work is even more stressful than adult because you know here, Oyibo, they don't joke with their kids. They are top priority. So in this country, it is children, women, I think animals before men or something like that. But my point is they prioritize their children. Okay, that's why you hear things about removing children from their parents' care and all. But then for you to get a job in children's social work, it's easy. Okay, now most times, okay, when you finish your program, ASYE, Assessed and Supported Year of Experience, hope I'm correct, is the first program you go for. So you are a newly qualified. It's something you do just like placement, you do your portfolio and all of that. After that, then you become a qualified or experienced social worker. So most times it's local authorities that provide that. Okay, you have agencies, and sometimes agencies, they don't really recruit newly qualified except they are so desperate, because at the end of the day, the agencies, they work with local authorities, and the local authorities, they are the ones that will interview you, and they will find that when they find out that you are newly qualified and you are coming through agency, sometimes they won't really take you. All right, so local authorities are mostly the providers of children's services, children's social work and all. So when you want to look for job, it's with them and you can easily land a job, okay? But I know I filmed a video recently where I shared my regrets, like my concern out of frustration that I've gotten about 8 jobs already and none is giving me certificate of sponsorship. And that's because if you watch that video, maybe you didn't watch it to the end, it's because I limited myself. I was based on Greater Manchester and all. That is the reason why. But now I'm spreading my tentacles, and believe me, I'm full of positivity. Like, I'm full of positive vibes, no dull moments. I'm still very positive that by God's grace, I'm still going to land a job that will give me certificate of sponsorship. So if you're considering children, just know that you can land a job easily. Almost every local authority in the UK, go to their website, you'll see an advert for children's social workers. It's that serious. Okay, then the adults, why I would prefer adults, of course, as an international student, like I mentioned in that video, is just because adults, like maybe some people also ask, well, I want to work in hospital as a social worker, I want to be a medical social worker and all of that. Of course, you won't be called a medical social worker, but it falls under adults in the UK, and that is where you can work in hospital, and NHS can actually employ you. Now, I believe that NHS is #1 sponsor, visa sponsor in the whole of UK. I mean, they recruit nurses, doctors, every medical profession that you can think about. They just do it from anywhere, not to talk of when you are here already. Okay, so if you get a job with NHS, which for you to do, you have to be like, it's adult. So NHS is medical, and anything medical social work in quotes in the UK is related to adults. So when you have that experience and you are into adult, then you can apply to NHS. And when you land any job with NHS, you don't need to be worried like me, landing 8 jobs, no certificate of sponsorship. You are guaranteed certificate of sponsorship from NHS. Does that make sense? So that's the reason I was saying, oh, maybe I should have gone for adults, then I'll just be applying to NHS and I know I'll land a job with NHS and I won't be worried about certificate of sponsorship. So that's the advantage of adults, because if you're an adult, you can get a job. But then remember, if medical is not for you, you don't want to work in the hospital and all, just jejely respect yourself and your personality and go for children, and you will land a job easily. And now there are local authorities that are giving certificate of sponsorship, I believe, and that is what I'm exploring right now. And I'm very positive that by God's grace, I'm going to land job. And you know, I always share my experiences with you guys. So these are just the options. These are the advantages of children, the advantage of children, advantage of adults. I'm not making that decision for you. It's up to you to weigh your options. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer where you get a job instantly, and it's up to you to now make your research and look for local authorities that have certificate of sponsorship and are willing to sponsor you? If it's that, well, come behind me. I'm your guinea pig. I'm coming ahead of you, and I'm going to bring you local authorities like that based on my research and my experiences, so that I don't waste your time with all these Greater Manchester local authorities. But I'm positive that in the next couple of years they will change. You don't want to know the awareness I've been creating, and so many of them are considering it immediately. A local authority that first gave me job in this UK, they weren't on the register, they didn't have the license. I told them about it. Recently, I just checked the register, and I've even called them and confirmed. They said, yes, we now have the certificate of sponsorship. We are now licensed sponsors. So I'm doing all this for you. So just relax. Don't be, moved about anything. Come and study social work. It's hot cake. I mean, it's hot cake, all right? I need not to talk much about that. But guys, these are the options. If you want medical or anything NHS, go for adults. If you want children, job, sharp, go for children. And then you will just look for local authorities that will sponsor you. And that is it. And for we, the children gang, wait for me. I'm still coming. Hopefully, by the special grace of God, I'm going to give you guys the good news. I'm really positive that there will be a good news coming about receiving certificate of sponsorship. And that is it for me. I don't know if you are watching me and you are yet to subscribe to my channel. I don't know what you are waiting for, but it will do you good. It's simple and it's free. Click the red subscribe button below. Also, please turn on your notification bell and don't forget to give this video thumbs up. Let's continue this video in the comment section, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Until then, guys, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take care of yourselves. Bye.